I'm actually very thankful to be here because when you're part of a startup company journey, you tend to be so focused on your problems and solutions that you don't know what is happening in the world. And today it has been an eye-opener in terms of the number of companies that have been covered and the various domains that they talk about. Greenjoules, as the name suggests, it's a unit of energy and it is green energy. So basically we are in the green fuels space. We manufacture biofuels and we are a leader in drop-in technology. This is an innovation. So everybody is aware of one of the major challenges that India faces as a nation, which is energy security. Majority, or 85% to 90% of our crude oil is imported, and that is a big issue. And now the government is focused for two reasons. One is the energy security issue, and second is our commitment to be net carbon zero by 2070. So in that respect, there is a lot of focus on ethanol. Everybody is aware of the 20% blending that is done on ethanol. But there is no substitute for diesel. And actually the consumption of diesel in India is much higher than petrol. So our solution in 2016, the company was incorporated in 2018. But we started with the idea in 2016, and at that time we had only two goals. One, to create a fuel that can be used in a diesel engine as is without any changes to the equipment. And second, to make this fuel from raw materials that is useless to man and beast. So it should not be useful as food or feed. So we had started off with these two goals, and by 2018 we had a fuel that met that criteria. So at that time we were thinking that the moment you make a green diesel, there'll be a line of customers waiting to consume it. Unfortunately, God had other ideas. He threw COVID at us. So everything came to a standstill, and for almost 1.5 years, there was nothing happening. But some of our key customers at that time, Hindustan Lever being the biggest, kept faith in us after COVID. But that also made us realize that our dependency on diesel could be a negative for us. And that is when we thought that we should approach the refineries or OMCs to participate in the government blending program for diesel. So government has a regulatory requirement of 5% blending of biofuels into diesel. And we wanted to participate in that, but we were not manufacturing biodiesel. We were manufacturing diesel itself. And there is no specifications in India today to define a biofuel that is a drop-in fuel or that can replace diesel, right? Fortunately for us, the government realized that, and they, this year, 2025, they had defined green diesel specifications. So we are now allowed to participate in that program. But during that journey, we found that not only are we able to produce diesel, but we are able to produce the underlying crude oil itself. So today, Greenjoules produces a crude oil equivalent of fossil crude oil that we import from the rest of the world, right? And from the moment we do that, the entire petrochemical domain becomes open to us. Because once from crude oil, you can take diesel, naphtha, aviation fuel, petrol, the plastics, all products downstream become viable. And that is where we are today. So we not only produce diesel, which we sell to customers like Larsen & Toubro, Cisco, Amazon, Hindustan Lever, L'Oreal, Atlas Copco. Unfortunately, today our capacity is very limited. It is only about 300 kiloliters per month. So we are not able to satisfy even one of our clients' monthly requirement or consumption of diesel. So if you were to look between the comparisons between ethanol, which is blended with petrol, biodiesel and our fuel, we give the biggest bang for the buck in terms of the carbon reduction. There's a 70%, at least 70% net carbon reduction by the use of our fuel. And the entire raw materials is neither useful to man or beast, which is a key criteria because that is what biodiesel and ethanol need, and they then start impacting the food market. I mean, this is just a brief journey. We are ISCC certified as biocircular because our entire raw material is agro-based. This briefly explains the process of how the current biodiesel is made and ethanol is made, while what we produce is a biocrude platform from which we can extract whatever is required for a particular customer.